André Proulx is the producer of this show. He is from Regina. He is virtually a communist. He supports the NDP virtually all the time. And he joins you right now because you've heard of him. He was married, he had a young daughter, and you bought a house recently. And you were telling me off camera that the federal housing policy stinks. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this First Time Homebuyers program, my wife and I, we scratched together enough money to put a down payment on a home. In Hamilton, mind you, we couldn't afford to live in Toronto. And we went and talked to our mortgage broker about this First Time Buyers program that the Liberals said are going to save the housing market, make it so that young Canadians can get into the market. Turns out you have to give 5% of the ownership of your house, or 10% if it's a new construction, to Justin Trudeau, and then pay it back.
Really? So they will give you financing through CMHC?
Through CMHC. It's an extra 5 or 10% handout, but that's the thing though, it makes things incredibly complicated if you decide to sell your house shortly after moving in. Like, let's just say I get a big promotion, I decide to upgrade my house. It makes things pretty complicated in that respect. The other thing too, it's really hard to qualify for. The household income for you to qualify for this program in Toronto is $150,000. My household income,
a lot of scratch.
Well, it's not a lot of scratch these days though. $150,000, that won't support a mortgage on a $1 million house.
Make more donations so he can get it.
No, but that's the thing though. Like we talked before about the middle class not being able to define. I think it's a symptom to how broken things are. I worked for CIBC in the early 2000s. $150,000 was a lot of money back then. $150,000 now, that won't buy you a house in Toronto. This program is a program that doesn't help anybody in Toronto. I was forced to leave the city to get this, and even then, it was not an incentive for me to give part of my ownership of my house to the government.
Well, let's just talk about federal government and housing, because there used to be years ago, under actually, Trudeau 1, a housing minister, and they were very creative. Lots of churches couldn't make ends meet, so they added buildings onto churches, and it worked out very, very well. Lots of housing made. Is there any creativity coming out of Ottawa, or is it just all baloney?
I think some of the creativity is coming at the municipal level. Like we've seen laneway houses become a thing in Toronto. I think we can see some more density in a lot of cities. But we've talked a bit about, I know this is a bit of an off topic, about the Income Tax Act and how complicated things are.
Yeah.
I think we're dealing with a situation where government has become so bloated on all levels that we're never going to find a simple solution to this unless we blow it all up. We need to build more, build fast. We need less bureaucracy to make it happen.
I want you to know, from an agrarian Western NDPer, we need less bureaucracy. Fine words. We are all convincing him. André Proulx, thank you very much. 3 minutes. Justin Trudeau is now on the record as saying that social media is destabilizing, and he wants to bring in censorship to determine what can be put on and not on social media. That is wrong. Please support this station, and please add your address so I can write you a letter and thank you for supporting freedom of speech.